Seisha City and around the world. Welcome to another episode of Chicago's Intellectuals Podcast. And today we have Joshua Sai. How you doing, Josh?
Hey man, I'm doing good, man.
Hey, Josh, let's jump right into it, man. Go ahead and tell the world a little bit about your background, where you grew up, and what your childhood was like.
Hey, Rodney, I was raised in the community back here in Ghana called Sege. It's in the Adamwest district of the Greater Accra region, what you guys from the diaspora call the province, okay, Greater Accra. Yes.
Okay.
It's actually a very small community with a population of about 2,000 as at the year 2001.
Okay.
But by now, population has shot up to about 6,000. I was raised by my mother. In fact, I'm the third child out of 7 children by my mother, and the last child by my father. Like I indicated, I was the third born from my father's side. And I mean, we are all males. So my father has given birth to 3 strong boys.
Yeah.
And my mom's 7. And I was the third. So meaning that I have 4 more siblings after me.
Okay.
Growing, in that village. That's how what I can say about my background.
Okay. So tell me a little bit about your school experience. I mean, I know you talked to me about it, but tell us a little bit more about your school experience and how that played out.
I attended my elementary schools back at Sege, that village I indicated about. And my mom, in fact, and my grandfather were those who were initially sponsoring my education. But eventually, I had to work to support myself through school.
Okay, so you were saying that you had to work to pay your way through school.
Yes. So after I lost my grandfather, I had to pay myself through school. So sometimes I have to leave school, go and work, do some mini jobs, just to support myself through school. I do remember, in fact, I completed high school before I knew my father. Yes, never knew my dad, because there was this little story that soon after my mom got pregnant, my dad denied, the paternity. He said he wasn't the father. So my mom had to take care of me all by herself. So because she couldn't support me in school anymore because of my other 4 siblings, I had to drop out of school occasionally and hustle, to support myself through school. I remember when I was in the senior high school, that is from between grade 11 to grade 13, I never wrote the end of term exams because in most cases I was owing the school. I could not pay school fees, examination fees. It was difficult for me to pay because sometimes I wasn't getting those hustle jobs, for me to do so that I can be able to get the money I needed to see myself through school.
Yeah.
So a couple of times the headmaster or the principal would have to drive me out from the classroom, when they are writing exams. So I do remember, man, that in my senior high school days, maximum papers, examination papers or subjects I wrote, maximum were 2 out of 9. Yeah, for the 10. Yes. So that was a little about my elementary and then the high school. Then when I completed school, I remember at grade 12, I had to go back to the principal and begged the principal to allow me write the final exams because I don't have the money to pay. Yeah. I was in tears when I had to do this on my knees. By the grace of God, the headmaster heeded to my cry and allowed me, you know, to write the exams and come and pay when the results were later released. So, and guess what? Whilst I was in school, feeding was even a problem because I remember my mom gave me a little over 5 cents. If I would say that in the currency that you guys use, so a little about 5 cents, and I had to eat one kind of food, you know, just to sustain me through school. I never had the opportunity to take rice or beans or other kinds of cereals. My food had to be one because there was only one woman, you know, who could understand my plight. She was the only one that was willing to take what I came to school with, you know, and give me something that could sustain me, you know. So she supported me. So when I finished high school, I worked for 9 months before I was able to get money to pay for, to see the results, you know, to see my performance for the West African Examination Council exams.
Yes, your final.
Then the result, by the grace of God, was also good.
Right.
You know, so I was left to continue. But the question is, how am I going to continue? Who is going to support me this time? Am I still going to work? So I chose to go to the teachers' college, you know. The teachers' training college where I could be given some allowances to support myself through school. So I chose that. Rodney, I remember even in high school, the time I got my admission letter and I got to school, they were writing the end of first term exams before I got there.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember you told me that. Yeah.
They were writing the end of term exams before I got there because I didn't go early. You know, I didn't even know that I would be going to high school. There was a benevolent man that saw me and said, "Young man, your grade is too good for you to be at home. So go to school." Then he spoke to one teacher whom I remember so well. He's so rest in peace. He's no longer, he's late now. He encouraged my mom and one uncle of mine that, "Charlie, your guy is good. Send this guy to school." He eventually had to go to school, but the rest. So when I finished, like I was saying, from the high school, I need to continue to the pre-tertiary, you know, and I remember that even that one, the college forms, I bought it late because I had to go and work. So on holidays, when school is on vacation and other stuffs, I had to go and do works on people's farms. My uncle then had a metal workshop. So I had to pick hustle jobs that come like, blacksmithing works, molding articles for people, and do all kinds of things to see myself through school. So it was the same thing even in the training college and over there. That was where I pursued my teacher education. I had my diploma in 2007. And then after that, I became a teacher in a high school since 2007 till date. Yeah, so that's about it. At the moment, by the grace of God, I continued and I have my first degree from the University of Education, Winneba, here also in Ghana. Also, I did education, but I did mechanical technology education. So my field actually is in mechanical engineering. But at the moment, I teach pre-technicals. I teach engineering drawing and metalwork. So that's what I teach now. Currently, that's what I've been doing since 2007 till date.
So you're teaching in a high school right now, right?
Yes, I'm teaching in high school right now.
So just for clarity, Josh, you had to pay your way through school from elementary school all the way through college.
Yeah.
And you had to hustle to do that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, man, we're so proud of you, bro. Listen, Josh, where did you get your values?
Man, I got my value from my mom.
Yeah.
I love that woman, man. You know, I quite remember my mom telling me to respect people no matter what they do to me. And he also told me to respect my dad, even
Mhm.
despite the fact that he wasn't taking care of me. I should not pay my dad evil for evil. I should respect all manner of persons that come my way. I should love them, and then I should be kind to them, you know. But so values like respect, values like love, values like kindness, I learned that from my mom.
Yeah.
Then I also learned some values by working by through my hustling, like working hard, you know, working hard to make some ends meet, you know, to sustain myself through school. And I mean, the people that came online, I realized that when I was truthful to them, when I do the work for them, and then I charge them genuinely, telling them that I was going to take the money to see myself through school, they were also able to add a little. So
Mhm.
I learned to be truthful. I learned to be transparent, you know, to them. And most importantly, to be humble.
Yeah.
Because along the line in my hustling field, I learned that the only way I could get what I want from people is to be humble, you know, to them. And then when I'm humble to them, they can come to my aid anytime I am in difficulty.
You got
So
that
those are
right.
the values.
You're absolutely correct, Josh. You know, you're like a brother that I never had, man. I love it, bro. I love it. Listen, what are your future aspirations, Josh?
Man, um, I am aspiring to be a pilot. Okay. I want to be a pilot one day. Um, so I mean, for me to be able to get to that level, I am saving at the moment, you know, to help me one day get back to school. So that's, I don't know when that is going to happen anyway, but it's the goal I want to pursue later in life before, you know, I leave this planet called Earth.
Yes.
That would be one goal that I would love to achieve, you know. So
Josh,
that's what I hope for.
listen, Josh,
Yeah, yeah, man.
I love it, bro. We're going to talk offline because I have a lifelong friend who is a pilot here in the U.S., right? And
Hmm,
we went to middle school and high school together. He's been on this podcast and he
hmm,
mentors pilots here in the US. So I'm going to have a
hmm.
conversation with him and see what we could do to help you reach your
That would
goals.
be amazing. That would be amazing. That
Yes,
would be amazing.
absolutely. Absolutely. This is what we do, brother. This is what we do. So let me ask you this, Josh.
Mhm.
How was it hanging out with us in Ghana, hanging with Courtney Brown Jr. from Big Boss Filmworks, with Ray Tatum of Getting Off Zero, and myself from Chicago's Intellectuals Podcast. What kind of time did we have together? So we spent some significant time together, man. What was your time like with us, man?
And you guys were my earlier two brothers that I mean, the love you guys showed me were what I couldn't get from my, I mean, elderly two brothers, you know. My first encounter with Courtney and his family was and is still a blessing to me and my family, seriously.
Yeah,
Uh, anytime he comes to Ghana, you know what? He treats me like a family member and like a brother. You
yeah,
know, coming from the diaspora, he treats me like a brother, and I'm so proud of that man. I'm so proud of Mr. Brown. You
yeah.
know, I'll forever be indebted to him and Kimberly, his sister. Um, you know, do you remember when we went to the dean's office at the University of Ghana when you came here?
Yeah. Yes, yes, Josh. I
Do
love
you
you for that, man. Talk
did,
about it.
did, did did you remember how he spoke to the dean, the student's dean?
Yes,
Man, I love that man. I love the confidence in that man, you
yes,
know. So it's something, one thing that I admire, his courage and then his communication skills. I admire that a lot. But
yeah,
man, you came into the equation equally, and I must confirm that you're also a wonderful person. You're a very, very wonderful person. You know, the few days I spent with you here in Ghana, the memories, I would never, never forget them. I remember when I came back, the first day I met you, After we had some few rounds here in Ghana, I came back to my house. I called my wife and said, hey, I met some brothers from the States, and Rodney was is a wonderful and amazing personality that I have met. You know, the places we went, I must admit that I've never been there, even though I've been in Ghana. Like the Villaggio, you remember that rooftop where we took those pictures?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
The signature we went to, man, I've been in Ghana, I see those structures, you know, over the place, but I never had the chance to go there because, like I've been telling you, when you were in Ghana, I told you it was for the middle class, you know. Yeah, the
Yeah.
middle class are the people that can afford the social class, you know. And
Yeah.
I'm not there. I'm not struggling. So I see those structures in my native left, right, center across the cities, but I don't go there. But thank God and thank you guys. You know, I'm grateful. I'm grateful. You guys have made me gone there and then also feel like, yes, one day. So it has become ambition now that one day I also want to, you know, be in an apartment like that. So man, the love you guys shown me, you know, when you were in Ghana, still lingers on in my heart. And my wife and I will forever be grateful to you guys, man. We are grateful.
And listen,
Yeah.
Josh, your gratitude is appreciated, but it can never exceed our gratitude. We're so happy to be able to share and explore the impossibilities with you, brother. You know, that's why, you know, everything that we did, we made sure that you did, and we want you to feel like a part of the family because truthfully, we really are family. You know what I mean? I just
Oh
love
yeah.
personality, man. I had an appointment at the University of Ghana, and the communication lines kind of broke down a little bit, and you insisted on us showing up at the University of Ghana, and as a result, we have a possible partnership, right? And so, hey, Josh, man, your personality, your ambition, your enthusiasm, all of it, man, it's illuminated and it speaks to the universe, bro. You know, just your whole vibe is so cool, man. Listen, let me ask you this, Josh. How important is mentorship to you?
Rodney, mentorship can never be overemphasized. Yeah, it can, in fact, the significance of it, it can go on and on and on and on. But I would say that, you know, I believe that mentorship will help an individual to get guidance and support, you know, because if you have a mentor in your life, that mentor is able to offer you valuable advice, you know, and feedback that will help you to navigate the challenges that you face in life. Because especially if it happens that that mentor is also pursuing your career objectives, you know, or also in the line of business or career that you want to pursue. I believe that they can help you navigate the challenges and avoid common challenges that, you know, and mistakes that perhaps they have made. And that can help you make informed decisions, you know.
Yes.
Because this guidance they are going to give you sometimes will come from their own experience, you know, the experiences they went through in their line of business and some other things that you can do, you know, as an upcoming mentee, you know, to succeed in life. So the first thing is I believe they are able to offer you some level of guidance and support. And then the next thing I think is you are able to, I mean, build confidence. You are
Yes.
able to build confidence because you know that you have some people, you know, by your side who believe in your potential, and then they are ready to help you no matter what. So you are able to build confidence, you know, in life. You face life without any fear. You are able to tackle your challenges head on. And I also believe it's also able to, mentorship helps you to get network opportunities, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I believe it's also able to offer you some networking opportunities because your mentor may know someone. Hey man, you have just said that you know someone who is a pilot, and then you'll be talking to the person soon. So I believe that that is how that's how mentorship can provide a very wonderful opportunity to, you know, any individual, and it can open doors for the individual as well. Because as it stands now, If you introduce me to that man or that person you are talking about, and eventually we have some acquaintances, we can continue from there. And whatever help I may need, I believe that I could get. So I believe that mentorship can help an individual, with networking opportunities. And I think also that it can also help the person's growth. It can help me to grow, because once the mentor is providing a broader perspective of life, to you, work life, social life, decision making, and some other things, you are able to make very good judgments.
Yes. Yes.
And you don't make mistakes in life. So I believe mentorship is a very, very important concept in the life of any growing youth. And every youth must at least have a mentor.
Absolutely.
They must have a mentor.
I love it,
Yes.
Josh. I love it, Josh. I especially love the part about mentors preparing you to make informed decisions. I love it. Love it. Listen, Josh, what do you read? What do you read, Josh?
Man, I don't know. From my infancy, I mean, throughout high school, I remember very well, as part of the hustling plan, I had to sell on the street. I have to walk on the street, So I know how to sell very well. I'm able to market products sometimes very well. So I love reading books and novels that have to do with, providing you the mindset, the business mindsets, how you can serve customers well. So I read a book on the 21 laws of money.
Yes.
I saw it from a site that is www.strategicbusiness.com, strategicbusinessteam.com. Yeah, I read it online. That was giving me some insight about the rules of money, the rules of engagement with money, and how you can run businesses and then be successful. I also read a book from Napoleon Hill.
Yes.
And the book is titled Think and Grow Rich. I also read a book on Rich Dad and Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. So because I want to succeed, because growing, I saw the challenges I went through, the difficulties I went through to go to school. I decided that no, I wouldn't want my children to go through same. So I decided to be reading books that can help me think properly, and then set them up when they grow, So these are a few books. I also read some Christian books. I'm a Christian. I came from a Christian family. My mom would never joke with the morning devotions, the evening prayers before we go to bed. So I read some few Christian books, to be in line with God. Yeah.
Hey, man, I love it, brother. I love it. Listen, Josh, I remember we were riding in your car on the way back from Cape Coast and Elmina, right?
Yeah.
You let me log into your Bluetooth in the car.
Oh,
And
man.
you were enjoying my music. And then every day thereafter, when we were riding with you, you were like, hey, Rodney, hey, log into the Bluetooth. I don't hear you playing any music. So I like the move, Josh.
Exactly, man.
What type of music does Josh usually listen to?
Ooh, I love listening to gospel music, some jazz music as well, and I play the instruments too. I can play the piano, I can play the drums, I can play the guitar. A couple of instruments, except the wind instruments. In fact, I'm able to play all manner of instruments, except the wind instrument. So music is part of me, man. I play at church too.
Wow. Josh, you didn't tell me that when I was there. I was a music major in high school, brother.
Really?
Yes.
Really? Whoa.
You're funny, man. Hey, listen, Josh. Hey, man, you're so gracious, man. You're so very gracious. And I just appreciate your humility, man. I'm so happy that you took the time out to come and hang out with us today, man. Listen, I'm going to make some phone calls, and of course, we're going to stay in contact anyway because I'll be back probably twice this year. Um,
Mm.
but we have some things in store. We're going to continue exploring the impossibilities. So, listen,
Okay. Mm.
for our final section of this podcast,
Mm.
we have this segment called Bring Some Weed. I got a story to tell, and I don't even
Mm-hmm.
smoke.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
In this segment, I
Mm-hmm.
always like to afford our guests an opportunity to tell a story of their choice. So now
Mm.
is the time where you can tell a story of your
Mm.
choice as we close.
Mm. 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 Rodney, I have a lot of stories to tell you because I remember very well my first posting, when I graduated from college. I was sent to a village again, a village where there was no light, there was no network, you know, and then cars come to the community every 2 weeks.
Mm,
So you see cars only on market days. Um, and there was one time I had malaria and I could not get a car to come back to, the town, the city center for treatment. So I have to resort to, some herbal medicines, you
mm,
know. At
yes,
that time, I growing as a young boy, I don't know, I don't like taking medicines.
right.
I don't like taking medicines. But here you find yourself in a community where there are no pharmacies, there are no drugstores, there are no, those things. So the only option you had, is to take, those local herbs. And that was my first time. I had never taken any of such before. So I had to take those herbal medicines, to live. I
Yeah.
remember I was on those drugs for 2 weeks until the market day when the cars came in and I had to get a car to go to town, the city center to have some treatment. When I went to the hospital, I was told I was malaria plus plus. And
Wow.
guess what? It was
Wow.
malaria plus plus.
Wow.
And, but one story that also fascinates me, when I got to that village, I was selling Richard cars
Mm,
because the only place you could get a network, to call was a cemetery. Okay, that's the only place you could get, and you could get a bar or two, to make a call. So guess what? If you want to call me like today, what you have to do is you have to give me message. You have to give me a text message, an SMS message, like 4 or 5 days clear.
wow.
That, hey, Josh, on so and so day, I'll be talking to you. I'll be calling you at so and so time. So get prepared.
Yeah.
So as we are moving about in time, we get to that spot, we are able to get a message, and then we are able to, go to that spot so that you can call. But so I started selling recharge cars, because nobody was selling. When it got finished, they have to wait and come to the city center to come and buy on market days. So I started selling the recharge cars. Eventually, a boy in my class I was teaching, the family was not taking care of him. His situation was almost like my own. So I decided what I was selling, I was giving him the money, you
Mm,
know, to be taking care of himself through school. I remember I gave him money to buy food, pay his school fees. From the little I was getting. And eventually when I was done with my service and had to leave that village, I left the business for that guy. And according to him, it was that business that sustained him through senior high school. So, and that was a little story that I have.
oh my goodness, Josh. Yes, brother. Yes. So you pretty much paid it forward because you remember where you came from.
Yeah.
That's spectacular, man. Hey, Josh, you are an exceptional story of perseverance, right?
Mm,
And I
yeah.
just want you to
Yeah.
know how much we love you and how proud of you that we are. Do me a favor
Mm,
and share with the world your social
mm.
media handle. Do you have an Instagram, a website, or anything like that that you would like to share with the world if they want to get in contact with you?
Yeah. I'm on Facebook.
Okay.
I'm on Facebook. I'm on YouTube. I'm on Instagram. My Facebook account is Pap Josh. Pap Josh. P-A-P Josh. Pap Josh.
Okay.
So that's the Facebook account.
Listen, Josh, man, we're so
sure.
proud of you, man. We're going to continue our relationship. We must move forward and making sure that we sustain our relationship and exploring impossibilities, brother. We're going to continue to explore the impossibilities. Listen,
Sure.
It's been a great time today, man. For Joshua Shy, I am the Kid Rod Allen. This has been an episode of Chicago's Intellectuals Podcast. Until next time, peace, peace, peace.